What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. Today's video is the first video of Madden 22. I am absolutely geeked for this. We're going to start it off with showing you guys the hallmarks of every base coverage so you guys can read the field pre-snap. Let's get into it. In order to do this drill, you're going to want to go into practice mode and set this up with two controllers so you can check your play art and quiz yourself on the defensive side of the ball. Now, in this video, we're first going to show you the hallmark traits of your base coverages. This is going to be a simply beginner's level tip. Of course, there are ways to disguise your intent. We'll talk about those on my website, Gridiron Game Plans. But for this video, we're going to talk about just the standard things that you're facing. This is very, very easy pre-snap reads that should allow you to kind of know what you're dealing with. So we're going to start off here. Choose a formation offensively that you want to run, whether that's a shotgun formation or an under center formation. Always come out in that formation, because what you're going to do is start to pick up on keys that you're going to see and try to kind of micro analyze the small differences that give you the tells of what coverage you're going to be facing. I'm going to choose a play. It doesn't really matter. It's arbitrary on offense. And let's start off with like a dollar formation here. So we're going to start off with your standard cover 2 Tampa 2 style defense and talk about what makes this play such a easy thing to read pre-snap when you're playing the game. So now let's talk about first the cover 2 defense. The hallmark of this coverage is going to be that you're going to have a too high look pre-snap. So we're talking about this safety and we're talking about this safety. So that pre-snap look when your opponent has done nothing, show blitz, baseline, if they're just leaving it stock, you're going to see a too high safety alignment. Now, when you look at your outside corners, this is where you're going to start to kind of pick up on what the differences are between this, for instance, with the too high defense and say maybe the 2-man under, for instance. So in this particular formation, obviously with a 4 DB set being on the field, you're going to have a nickel corner and then you're going to have a dime corner. When you are in man coverage, you want to have fast on fast. So when we go from a cover 2 defense into a cover 2 man defense, they want to make sure that they have a defensive back on that receiver to have better coverage players on the guys running routes. So that's the easy tell when you're facing something such as cover 2 man versus cover 2 Tampa 2. But again, going back into the Tampa 2, the thing that you're really going to notice is the too high alignment. Now let's go ahead and talk about our single high looks. These are your cover 1 and cover 3 defenses and how to tell the difference between those. And again, those rules are going to be very similar to what we're looking at with cover 2 man versus Tampa 2 zone. So I've gone ahead and set cover 3 sky as an audible. I'm going to come out in cover 1 hole and I'm going to call like Y trips, for instance, against this particular look. So when we come out in this trips look here, starting off, we're in man coverage alignment here against this. Again, pay attention to how your defensive backs align. In the man coverage look with a single high safety, you've got the corners playing off the ball. Instead of being, in press alignment like a cover 2 man under, they're now playing off and they're playing about 7 to 8 yards off the ball, head up on the receivers on the outside. You're going to have this nickel corner head up on the slot receiver. And again, strong safety is typically going to match up with your tight end and then typically a backer on the running back. Now, if I were to align in cover 3, now you might notice that there are some differences. In this particular formation, nickel is a too high alignment if they align the strong safety to the tight end side. If they align it the other direction, and you'll see that there's some visual bugs here early on, these zones will actually play the way they should. But what you'll see here is you don't necessarily have the players that are lined up head up on players anymore. Now, again, the alignments on the outside are very, very similar. But the key that I would look for is if they're playing man coverage, you're going to have a best on best situation. Chances are you're not going to see a strong safety playing man coverage on a running back, and you're probably not going to see a linebacker then guarding a tight end who's a bet runner, typically speaking, than a tight end. So again, the hallmark difference between a cover 3 and a cover 1 is again, your best on best. There's not a whole lot of a difference between your outside corner alignments. You did see that there's some slight movement in the slot of that corner, but again, typically you're looking for best on best. Again, I understand you could base align these coverages into a too high defense and confuse people. You can get them to read cover 2 versus, actually being in cover 3. But this is going to be a way that for those of you that are struggling just with the very generic basics, that you can get a better read on whether or not it's man or zone. Again, pay attention to the nuance: head up, best on best, single high versus two high, and the leverage of the outside corners, especially if you're in a compressed formation. You'll typically see, like in the cover two example, how that corner played high and outside of that bunch look, whereas it played a little bit tighter and inside against the bunch look when they were in man coverage. So again, you'll notice those differences as you play through this. And again, any cross zoning you see right here is just a visual bug. Now, there are different types of cover four. There's your cover four drop variant, and then there are your cover four match variants. What I would strongly urge you to know about the differences between those two coverages is that you're going to see a lot more man-to-man matching when you are facing cover four out of like a nickel set, for instance. When you start to get into 3-4 and dollar type defenses with 3 down linemen, you're going to see a lot more drop zone. When you're facing more of the 4-man front or 4-man rush stock coverages, you're going to see more of the matching variant. So as you take a look here at the nickel normal, for instance, we've got cover 4 quarters. That's a match coverage. You've got, cover 4 palms as well, which is a match coverage. And let's go ahead and talk about kind of your staples of this coverage. The thing that I would say that you're looking for when you look at this coverage is the fact that it is a 2-high defense, much like cover 2 man in Tampa 2, but the outside corners will tell you that it's match coverage. Notice the difference between cover 4 match in Tampa 2. That's where those outside corners come into play. Those outside corners are still going to line up in their 5-yard off-ball alignment, whereas if you're playing, the match variant, you're going to see that these guys are going to be typically staying off the ball a little bit further. Again, if I were to respot the ball right here and play that stock cover 4 alignment, you're seeing that depth of about 7 yards as opposed to 5. Again, notice the difference. If I'm in cover 4 match right here and I check into Tampa 2, there is a clear difference in not only how close to the line of scrimmage those players are playing, but also the direction that they're facing the receiver. A lot of times in a cover 2, they're going to play kind of an outside leverage because they want to jam the receiver to the inside. It's a little bit more advanced, but this is the way that you're going to be able to tell. Now, what we're going to see here in your other coverages of cover 4 is a very, very similar technique in terms of how your outside corners align and whether or not you've got a 2-high defense. So now I'm going to choose a cover 4 drop, which is, players are dropping to areas of the field as opposed to playing man-to-man matching on certain routes based off of the route combination. You're going to see some similar tells. So again, I mentioned that if you have like a 3 down lineman set, like 3-4 odd or dollar or big dime 1-4-6, you're going to see, again, 2 high safeties, and you're going to notice that you're going to have those corners off the ball at about 7 yards. So that's going to tell you right away, okay, I'm in cover 4 drop, or my opponent is in cover 4 drop. I need to attack with the correct route combination to beat this spot drop zone. Now, guys, if you like this video, please do me a quick favor. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button to that channel. And if you guys want a little bit more, go check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. We are currently running our Madden 22 pre-sale up through August the 19th. You can unlock everything on the website. That's weekly vault updates on next gen, and also all current gen tips, all offensive and defensive game plans, and access to our Discord server for conversing with other Gridiron Game Plan members and asking questions about the content on the website or any other problems that you're having with Madden. Definitely looking forward to see you guys in there, so go check it out. Now, let's go ahead and get into kind of a drill that I like to go through to get an idea of what we are facing. So we're going to face some random stuff that I'm going to be wrong on, but in general, we should see that all these rules that I've just taught you are going to play very, very well for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into random play as a whole by clicking the left stick, and then I'm going to choose a formation that I maybe feel comfortable in. So let me go ahead and stay in white trips, for instance. And this is why you need the 2 controllers. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from the offensive perspective. We've got the Y trips again. And what we're going to be doing here is taking a look at alignments. Single high. Outside corners playing at a depth of 7 yards. Strong safety down in the box, head up on the tight end. Nickel corner, head up over the slot receiver. This is actually, yes, so we're in a nickel package, 4 down linemen. The bet that you should have in this is cover 1. Let's see if I was right. That's exactly what we're looking at. We're looking at a cover one linebacker blitz. Now, what do we see? We're looking at the too high look. Corners 7 yards off the ball, straight up alignment. This is telling me if I were a betting man, chances are we are facing probably a cover 4 match. Let's go ahead and again show the coverage. There we are. Cover 4 quarters or cover 4 palms, whichever one it is. And you're going to do this over and over and over until you feel comfortable. So now, offensive controller, what do we see here? Too high safety. We've got the corners rolled up at a depth of 5 yards. You've got a head up corner and pool over our slot receiver. We've got that dime corner on the opposite side of the formation. This is going to tell me that we're in a cover 2 zone, or maybe some sort of cover 6, which would be a combination of cover 4 on one side and cover 2 on the other. Let's see what it is. Again, you might be wrong, but you always try to make those reads. This ends up being cover 3 cloud, which is kind of harkening back to, again, when you get some of those more hybrid style coverages, cover 3 cloud, C for corner, the corner's in the flat. Now, when you get too high alignments, cover 3 cloud is something that you will have to start considering, but it's a little bit more advanced. And I'm actually glad it showed up in this video because it allows me to kind of emphasize what I was getting at when I explained cover 3. Like, there are some differences in your cover 3 where you might sometimes get the corner in the flat and it's going to read as a too high defense. That's good disguising, and that's more of an advanced level tip. Let's go ahead and keep rolling. Now in this one, we've got some pre-snap movement. Safety's rolling down in the box. That's indicating a blitz. It's still, when we take a look at this, a single high alignment, corners playing off the ball at about 7 yards depth. You've got a single high safety. You've got an outside leverage on the slot corner. This is telling me right here, I know the alignment on the slot corners or the slot corner is a little weird. I'm thinking this is a cover 1 blitz, whether it's a linebacker blitz with the safety covering the linebacker or a safety blitz with the linebacker covering the running back. My guess is a cover 1 style blitz right here. So let's go ahead and show the defense in perspective. And it's actually a cover 3 style blitz. So again, that's going to be, it's a match variant, which is again going to play very, very similar to cover 1. So I was right and I was wrong at the same time. And the outside leverage of this corner is what explains that. So again, you're going to go through this, you're going to be right on a lot and you're going to be wrong on a lot, but typically when you're wrong, you're going to be close. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get with you guys when you do this. Let's go ahead and do one more. So in this look, we have 2 high safeties, off coverage by both corners, equal depth, and you've got the nickel and the dime corners on opposite sides of the field. This is telling me that it's most likely a cover, I would say this is a cover 4 match style defense, because again, we talk about typically you're going to be looking at more match variants in 4 down lineman sets, which is what we've got right here with the dime. We don't have both corners on the same side of the field in the slot over the tight end and the slot receiver. So my guess right here is most likely a zone coverage or a match coverage, and the outside corners in the 2 high is telling me most likely cover 4 quarters. I could be wrong. Let's see what happens. Cover 4 quarters. So again, I'm using those hallmarks. How many safeties? 1 or 2. Where are the outside corners aligned? Press 5 yards, 7 yards. Where are the slot alignment and the linebacker alignments? Are they head up on players? That's going to indicate man coverage. Are they playing a leverage on the guy? That's indicating match or zone drop. So again, you guys see here how this works. I hope that this video was informational for you. I included a little bit of advanced level content towards the tail end, you know, guessing on the cover 2 versus the 3 cloud. We were wrong on that, but at the same time, you are going to start to ingrain those ideas in your head, and you might notice in a game against an opponent, oh, hey, I read cover 2 and it was 3 cloud. That's a tendency that you'll then use against them moving forward. So hopefully this video was beneficial for you guys. I try to do this video every single year because reading coverage is a simple question I get from a lot of you. And I think that it is something that is very, very easy to get down once you understand what you're looking at. So if you guys like this video, drop a like on it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints about any coverages, let me know. I'm here to help you guys. We might go ahead and take your question and apply it to a future YouTube video. But I just want to say happy Madden 22 to all of you. I'm looking forward to this year. Go check out gridirongameplans.gg, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.